Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel! With Paramount and E1's Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves now in theaters, and blowing past studio projections for its opening weekend, it's a good time to be a D&D fan. It also seems to be a good time to examine the Easter eggs that old fans and new may have missed. Keep watching this video to find out more on Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves Easter eggs you missed. Cult of the Dragon. One of the movie's primary characters, Edgin the Bard, gives us a charmingly narrated getting to know the character monologue early on, Chris Pine. We find out Edgin's past as a part of the Harpers in a flashback, and this information strikes a small emotional chord that the movie uses to explore ideas of destiny and atonement. Another less well-known group is mentioned in the movie that may have gone unnoticed. The Harpers have been a mainstay of the Forgotten Realms since the late 1980s, and are almost as well known as the evil Red Wizards of Thay, who serve as the adventurers' antagonists. The charming barbarian of the group, Holga, Michelle Rodriguez, an outcast of the Elk tribe, aids her friends in finding the graves of her people. We discover that the majority of the graves are occupied by members of Holga's tribe, who died in combat against the Cult of the Dragon and the Black Dragon Raykor during a humorous scene in which the party's sorcerer, Simon Justice Smith, uses an amulet to communicate with the dead. Those who are familiar with the 5e adventures Hoard of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat will be very familiar with their draconic cultists. The Cult of the Dragon has a bloody and destructive legacy in the Forgotten Realms in the game, with crimes ranging from kidnapping to the destruction of Flan, to attempting to resurrect undead dragons in a campaign for world domination. Numerous players have encountered the cult throughout the years, and many adventuring parties have failed their death saves against Sam Master, the organization's founder and an evil wizard who was formerly a chosen of the goddess of magic Mystra. While not directly related to the events of Honor Among Thieves, the effects of the Cult of the Dragon's existence will probably influence future stories featuring these characters and the world that the movie is creating. Bag of Holding. The movie is full of magical and everyday objects, like the recently introduced Hither Thither staff, that enables the party to jump through portals like an Aperture Science test subject, and the arm-mounted slingshot that the druid Doric, Sophia Lillis, uses that seems both practical and like it would be simple to convert into something that every kid will want from Target this holiday season. A bag of holding is one of the items that is frequently seen in the background, but is never referenced by name. Simon the Sorcerer just has a tiny leather sack on him that is decorated with a smiling, stylized face. However, he's continually being offered items that the astute viewer will realize have no logical way of fitting onto his person. However, one of the most helpful tools in the history of the game will be instantly recognizable to those who have been playing the most recent iterations of D&D. A magical bag called the Bag of Holding can hold up to 500 pounds in a tiny pocket dimension that fits inside the bag. Even though the bag can hold a lot, it only ever weighs 15 pounds. To produce it, the person carrying it merely needs to reach inside with one hand and recall an item that is kept within. Such a small frame sorcerer was able to carry the countless goods that came his way because of this fantastic little accessory. Elminster. It's questionable whether Edgin was embellishing the facts when he mentioned the renowned wizard Elminster while spinning bardic lore about Simon's wizardry ancestry. For decades, Elminster has appeared in a variety of D&D publications. Elminster first appeared in Ed Greenwood's articles for Dragon magazine, where he would play the role of a wise old man teaching a fictional interviewer about the myths and mythologies of the realm. Later, he would transition to writing his own book series and even go on to make appearances in comic books, video games, and card games. The iconic character's relationship to Simon's family is still out in the air, but longtime fans will have noticed the simple mention of his name. Zastam. Hugh Grant's scheming rogue Forge Fitzwilliam, a former party member turned foe, collaborates closely with Sophia, Daisy Head, as one of the terrible undead Red Wizards of Thay, to concoct a scheme that would endanger Neverwinter and all of Faerun. Sophia is employed by the evil Lich ruler Zastam, a necromancer who only appears in flashbacks and as a faint shadow during a scene between Sophina and himself. Fans will probably have heard the name Zastam referenced more than a few times throughout many adventures and novels, despite the fact that he's a mysterious and unidentified entity in the movie. Zastam is a significant antagonist that joins the ranks of Xanathar, the well-known beholder who appears on everything from Funko Pops to t-shirts and beyond, and Vecna, who was made ubiquitous in pop culture by Stranger Things. I could see them eventually introducing Vecna as the major antagonist, or at the very least, setting up Zastam to rival Thanos in some epic battle to end a future mainline series featuring Edgin and friends. With that, we come to the end of our video. Of course, there are far more Easter eggs hidden in the movie than those that we have mentioned. If you caught any more Easter eggs, then make sure to let us know in the comments down below. Until next time,